It's a thing.
Clap! We can hear the clap?
Yeah, we can hear it. It's in now. It's in. When you put things in properly, it does seem to work.
So we are definitely recording the sound now.
We are definitely recording the sound now.
So for people here who are just starting to watch this, we recorded for about an entire hour, just a whole podcast, and we realized no audio was being recorded. That was fun.
I'm making Jason do this again because he's my slave for the day. Well,
yes.
Anyways, yeah, why don't you just fucking explain who you are again and go for it.
I am Jason. I have my own YouTube channel, Pineau Wild, P-I-N-E-A-U Wild. Subscribe.
This man steps on glass. You know, you can't have this man step for pain consistently throughout his life and expect all the views, right? Like, let's go and fucking jump off buildings and shit instead, right?
Yes, definitely. You know, okay, that's basically what's on that channel is,
How do you spell it?
P-I-N-E-A-U.
P-I-N-A...
E-A-U.
P-I-N-E-A-U.
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah. So
Wild.
Jason here does like, he's into like adrenaline rushes and stuff too. Just gets him off. He gets a little too excited from it and then explodes in the end with euphoria. Jumping off of... Trust me, he does, yes!
No, when you like especially like that's kind of like what's on my channel is like it's backpacking and traveling stuff when I used to backpack and travel, but I also used to do a lot of stuff like bungee jumping and parasailing and all that stuff and filmed it all while I was traveling.
And that was majorly done in New Zealand, right? For a majority of your trips.
New Zealand and Australia. Shark cage diving was in Australia.
No way, you actually did that shit?
Yeah.
Fuck man, the more I talk to you, the more like bizarre shit comes out.
It's like the shark cage diving was fun.
Yeah.
See, a lot of Australia was wild animals, right?
Oh yeah, they attack you there consistently.
Right, I kind of had different themes for...
Yeah.
I had different themes for kind of like each time I traveled, like kind of what I wanted. I wanted Australia, I wanted more wild animal experiences. So I did like, I swam with sea lions, I swam with stingrays. Wild.
I've heard sea lions can be quite aggressive to people.
They can, but there were baby sea lions.
They're nicer?
Oh yeah, they're
the
fun.
ones?
They're like, they play with you. So if you're swimming there and you do nothing with a baby sea lion, it'll like, oh, whatever. If you start doing backflips in the water and swimming with it and spinning around, they'll play with you and they'll get excited. Like, oh yeah, let's spin and play. And like they'll try to get you to chase them and stuff like that. So
you go on like the back of them, and I would try grabbing the back of them and like just
you
like
definitely
going
don't want
as
to
much as
touch
you can.
them.
No, they'll bite you then.
Yeah, they are a wild animal.
They're like, yeah, I like what you're doing, just don't touch me.
The stingrays were fun as well. The stingrays I didn't expect. I didn't go there. Like the shark cage diving, I went specifically, and I'm like, I'm not leaving until I shark cage dive.
Mm-hmm.
The stingrays, I was on a tour with people, and they're just like, oh, we're gonna feed some stingrays today, wild stingrays on the beach. And I'm like, oh well, all right, cool, that's fun. There was a stingray, the one stingray, I got a video of it.
They're fucking massive though, like.
Some of them, like the
they're
stingray.
Like bigger than like, they're like this big. Like
yeah,
the
one that I fed was like as long as my body round. So like, you know, it was like at least 5 feet round.
All right, that's good.
So we're still recording sound.
Yeah, we are. Turn the sensitivity up slightly. Don't stick your fucking robot penis in my face. There we go.
It does look like a big black dick.
Yeah. Haven't seen one of those before, Jason.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're definitely cutting that out. That would have been horrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Heard that. You're not getting monetized today. Where were we here? There was
with the stingrays
with
and stuff.
Stingrays. Yeah, so there was that, the stingrays. I saw Tasmanian devils there and stuff like that too. So they're on Tasmanian Island, which is just a small island. So there was all that, more wildlife stuff. And then New Zealand was the extreme, like, bungee jumping and rope swings and all that.
Pufferfish, man. You touch one?
No.
Why not?
I've never seen one.
The dolphins actually like suck the poison out of them and get high off of it.
I've heard that actually. Yeah, I swam with dolphins too. That was fun. But yeah, I heard that. Like they'll be in a circle. The dolphins will be in a circle and they'll chew on it a little bit to get high, and then they'll throw it to the other dolphin. And,
Australia has some weird animals, man.
Oh yeah, it was definitely fun. I wanted to go I wanted to go see the whale sharks, but I ran out of money, and so I just had to stop traveling and come home.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would be nice eventually one day to like swim with whale sharks.
How much would you have to spend in Australia to like get everything done in the time period? Maybe like 10 grand, 15.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, like, I spend enough money, that's for sure.
Yeah, it'd be quite the backpack full of money.
Doing the things that I did. Australia was also I did the Aussie rappel off of it was a 6-story building. It's like a backpacker's hostel actually, and so you're like on the top of this building, and instead of like rappelling, you're normally like, you know, backwards or whatever. This Aussie rappel, you're going face first down the wall. You know, like in Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible 4 when he's running down the side of the Burj Khalifa. He's like,
oh,
you do that in Australia.
Nice. Yeah.
So that was fun. But then, other than that, there wasn't as many extreme sports in Australia. It was more
New Zealand, where you can
New
go.
Zealand is known for being the capital of extreme sports. They invented commercial bungee jumping. New Zealanders created bungee jumping.
Yeah, I'm not surprised though, because the rules over there seem like extremely scarce at this point. Like,
they are less. There's definitely like, you know, they can get away with. They're just 2 small islands, really, like in the middle of nowhere. They're like the furthest away from anyone in the entire world. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, whatever, we don't care. We'll just do it. Like they've invented the Zorb ball, I'm pretty sure, which is.
You like the Zorb ball?
Yeah.
the big plastic thing that you...
Inflatable plastic ball, yeah.
There was a movie about it, like called Bubble Man or something.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
They gotta like feed him through like a little slot, like he's in prison. Here, have your little meal, and then it like fucking goes everywhere and shit. Like, here, man, you're having a good day.
Yeah,
so much for not swearing.
Zorb is, it's like a giant hamster ball when you roll down the hill, and it was fun. That was fun because we had 3 of us in one ball. And
it's always good to be in one ball.
3 in one ball. We rolled down this like really big long hill. It was over so quick though. It's on the YouTube channel as well. I titled it 3 Guys, 1 Ball. New Zealand has a lot of world records for different things. Their bungee jump. I did 3 bungee jumps when I was there. The biggest one I did was 450 feet. That was freaky. And like, so you're in this, you have to go out on this gondola, this old rickety kind of gondola, to get to the middle of this canyon, which is just a pod suspended by cables in the middle of the air, in the middle of this canyon. And that's freaky, and I was just kind of getting out there in this little gondola. And then they have glass on the floor of the pod when you jump. So it's like you can't, you know, if you look at the floor, you're still gonna see down. Like, it's like they don't give you a whole lot of options. So like, you know, if you're scared of heights, you know, you can't, you're like, oh, I won't look down if I'm scared of height, or I won't look out because then I can see kind of like, so I'll look down at the ground, or I'll look down at the floor, like I can't see the height. But you can see the height because it's glass.
Why does that scare people though? Like, who, like in nature, do we ever fall off of shit from like 50 feet all the time? Like,
no,
why are we naturally scared of heights? You know, like a lot of people are.
It's not even height. It's the fear of falling more than the fear of height, surprisingly. When I went skydiving, because I'm not, like, I love that adrenaline kind of stuff, and people just assume, like, oh, you must love heights, and you must not be afraid of heights or anything. No, that shit's still scary. If you go bungee jumping, it doesn't matter, if you're not afraid, if you're not scared, there's something seriously wrong with you. Unless you've done it, like, 30 times and you're so comfortable with it, because it's about repetition. Life is about repetition.
And some of the companies just want you to keep going, so you pay them money, and then you pay your lump sum of like $500 or $600, and then you can go again for cheaper, and really just like in exchange for saying that you lived the first time. Yeah. And then you get to like, you get to redo it, and that's like all year round. And is that most places that you go to, would they do that? Because you'd have to think that like the amount of money that you're spending, and someone that's dedicated to doing that for the first time will do it again.
I think my first jump was 150. But after that, they're like, oh, if you come here and jump every 6 months, it's only $50 a jump. So I could basically get, if I jumped every 6 months, I could get $50 a jump for life. Instead of having to pay full full price again.
Could you imagine jumping down like Mount Kilimanjaro or something, like off of a helicopter and just like going and seeing like the Alps?
I've heard of
and
people
everything?
planning jumping off of helicopters. I don't know how safe that would be. It's a helicopter, right? Yeah.
Oh, you're like thinking, oh, the blade's
I
up
was gonna
here.
say, if you put a penny on a helicopter blade, doesn't it like throw it off or something like that? Or it's like super sensitive.
Wrong thing, and then it's like, it's over, that's it.
Yeah.
A bird touches it.
Yeah. So like I bungee jump out of it, stretch, and then like the whole thing would just kind of tip over with me.
I don't think the pilot would like that, Jason. Why would you do
No,
that?
probably not. No. I'll just skydive there.
Just skydive, yeah. It's fun, like, I would totally go on one of those mountains though. Like, I like hiking. I think hiking would be really cool. I know that's not like super extreme, but like going up some of the tallest mountains is really cool.
I like outdoors in general. Like, right, I've always been like growing up. We used to go to Algonquin Park and camp as kids and stuff like that. I'm always hiking new trails. Anywhere I go, I'll find new places to hike. I always like nature, being out in the trees, in the wilderness.
You've been all across the Bruce Trail?
I've done a lot of it. There's a lot that I can still do, definitely. It's a lot of trail.
Yeah.
You just do it in sections all the time.
You know it's Thanksgiving?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
We don't usually do a whole lot. My grandmother's coming over.
My mom said it was this weekend. I'm like, okay, you know what, maybe I'll get something ready. And in my mind, for some reason, I thought fried bananas
Oh, yeah.
and sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Which is good, but is that like a Thanksgiving dish?
Fried banana.
And with fried...
Like the potatoes.
Sweet potatoes.
The sweet potatoes, yeah. Like, that's a kind of Thanksgiving-ish. Never heard of bananas, but, you know, I mean, hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
It's food. It doesn't... It's food. You know,
I
like,
can
you
make
know,
a joke.
Thanksgiving is like boiled dinner. People, a lot of like traditional kind of... You don't have to have a boiled dinner for Thanksgiving. You can have whatever you want.
Sure.
You could order a pepperoni pizza and call it Thanksgiving dinner.
Are pizza
As
stores
long as
open?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I didn't even know that it was Thanksgiving, which it wasn't, but that's next weekend, so...
Any holiday, most restaurants, anything like that is usually open. You can get like Geno's or Pizza.
Alright, the place is too big. But yeah, there's so much you can do out there. You can go hiking forever, and
oh, yeah.
maybe you'll find a moose that wants to be your friend.
Algonquin's a good place to find a moose.
The first time I saw one, man, it was like fucking bigger than like the vehicle itself. I'm like, unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those things are... You definitely don't want to hit them.
You don't want to go near them.
No.
They go out, no!
Oh,
They go after you and like hurt you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, trust me, I've done some dumb shit in my life. Like, obviously, like all these extreme sports and stuff like that.
What about a moose? Have you done anything dumb near a moose?
No, see, an elk. So this is the story. This got a lot of controversy. So that was in Alberta when I was visiting my friend in Jasper. We were in Jasper and everything, doing the Alberta road trip.
Mm-hmm.
And we went whitewater rafting out there, and we went zip lining out there as well. But we were coming out of Jasper, and there was an elk sleeping on the side. Everyone was pulled over. Everyone was kind of like stand on the side of the road. So me and my buddy, idiots, not knowing what we're doing, we get up and we try to get as close as possible to it. This full-grown elk sleeping, and we get about like maybe 8 or 10 feet from this sleeping elk. And at first I'm like, oh, it's sleeping. And then I started questioning. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like it's moving. Maybe it's dead. Let's go closer. So we got 8 feet from this thing. And then it woke up, and I'm like, whoa, it woke up. I'm like, I don't want to scare it. My brother's ex was worked at a zoo and like knew animals and stuff like that. She was the one who got really pissed off at me when she saw that. I learned elks can kill you really quick. So an elk can charge you. If you're 100 feet away from an elk, it can charge you in 1 second and you're dead. 100 feet away. I was 8 feet. So I was 8 feet away from this elk.
Yeah, you're not running away from it.
If this thing wanted to charge me, I would have had no chance. And I'm just standing there completely clueless. Just like, well, the safest distance is 100 feet. All right, well, let's take 90 feet off of that. we'll go 10 feet this time.
Wow.
Take a couple pictures with it. Stand there, selfie. Look at me, I'm gonna die.
The things that we don't learn in school about like nature itself, like we should stay away from elks because they're all over Canada. Like, it's on one of our fucking coins.
Oh yeah, that's the moose I think is on the coin, or the deer.
I want to say that elks are actually moose.
They're pretty close. I mean, like if you look at an elk is like a giant version of a deer, really.
Mystical.
But
you know that reindeer actually, like there's like a type of deer called the reindeer.
Yeah, it is an actual thing.
It eats magic mushrooms.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, there's a documentary on it. I couldn't believe it.
I know reindeer is like it's a breed of deer, breed. But the fact that it eats magic mushrooms.
8 feet away from an elk. What type
like I said, like it's like.
What did you feel afterwards when like they told you that? Like
I was like,
did you feel smarter or?
I was like, well, that would have been good to know, like beforehand.
Is that on the news? That must have been. It sounded like it could have been like local.
Local idiot gets 8 feet from elk.
That's good though. No one else is able to say that.
Those goddamn tourists posted it, and some people were like, there was people who were like, oh my god, that's so cool. Oh, you're so brave for getting that close. Other people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you idiot? That was like that was the most controversial thing I did on. And that's why my YouTube channel is called Pinot Wild, because I just do a lot of wild stuff in nature and everything like that, and just
sometimes by accident, right? You just like come across something.
Oh yeah. Like you accidentally kind of walk ass backwards into random situations that are like, you know, worth filming and stuff. Like the parasailing I did in New Zealand, which was like behind the boat, so that was fun because it was, instead of going on a calm day, I decided to go when there was a hurricane in town, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but there was still a lot of heavy winds. So I went up to, and I was only there for like 2 more days or something, and I was like, I don't care, I want to do this. You know, again, it's that same like, you know, I just go for it, right? That kind of mentality. I don't care if I have something in my mind, I'm just gonna go for it. So they're like, yeah, we can bring you up. We can bring you up. But it's too windy right now, and you're too light. So if you're up there right now, you know, the parachute's just gonna collapse on you. You need weight. Yeah. Like, you know, so the guy just called up one of his friends. Yeah. And then this random girl came up with me.
Nice.
Just and she was afraid of heights too, but she agreed to do it anyways too. She was like, oh, she was an awesome chick. Great. She was fun to do it with. But why do it when it's nice weather? Why not? Oh, it's a hurricane today. Okay, now is the time where I'm going to parasail, where it's the worst possible time to do it. And if I didn't have more weight, I would die. If I do have enough weight, we're probably okay. You know, there was no guarantee that anything was going to snap on us because of the wind, but they're like, yep, as long as there's 2 people, you should be all right. We'll find out, I guess, soon enough.
One or the other would break the fall.
Yeah. But it worked out, but it was super rough. Instead of being calm, we're just up there. And, you know, instead of like, you can just enjoy looking down at, like, you know, the boat is like the size of a leaf on the ground. Like you're so high up, the boat is just like that small. Like when you're looking at it, you're like, oh my god.
It's terrifying.
And then we're up there in high winds, so like we're just like bouncing back and forth. We're like, oh my god, this thing's gonna collapse and it's gonna fall straight down to the earth. So it definitely made it exciting. It definitely made it.
Now, do you have like some type of like equipment when you go on there? Because what if that actually did happen and you like smacked against the ground? Do you have like an extra parachute or like, you know, some type of body padding?
Well, I mean, you just have a harness. You just clip into a harness. That's it.
Wow.
And parachute. There's no backup. There's no backup parachute or anything like that.
Well, it's good to note for people that want to do that in New Zealand. Just remember, like everything's all on you in New Zealand.
Oh yeah, it's 1,300 feet too.
1,300 feet. That's unbelievable.
It's like, I think it's the highest one.
Is that like a kilometer, right? Like.
It's the highest one in New Zealand. I don't know what is a kilometer. Is a kilometer 1,000 feet? So to put that into perspective, I know the CN Tower is about 1,600 feet. So you're about 300 feet less than the CN Tower. on the back of a boat.
Yeah, I could do that. That'd be awesome to check out, like seeing a little tiny person there. CN Tower's pretty cool though too.
So yeah, that's why your boat is like so small when you look at. But apparently too, I didn't see any sharks that day. But apparently you can, when you're up there on a nice day, you can actually look down in the water and you can see sharks swimming in the water. It's clear enough.
It should be clear enough to see like coral and stuff too, right? That would be nice to see.
Well, probably at that height, they might be a little bit too small to see, but like a shark is a little bigger, right? So you can actually, it's big enough that you can, like the boat itself is like that, right? So you can only imagine.
But you did that in the wind.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see
High
if there
winds.
were sharks.
Well, I mean, we could still see down. The water looked pretty clear that day, anyways.
Sharks.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
We were making sure that all the people on the beach were safe. Nope, this water is free of sharks.
Risky stuff. If there was something extreme that you wanted to like put off on like a bucket list, what would be one thing that you would just cut off?
Like the biggest thing I would love to do, like I said, it's one of those things I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to do it, but is that it's like an anti-gravity plane.
Yeah.
Would be the biggest thing, because there's a plane. I mean, it's probably like super expensive anyways. But there's a plane that you can go up, and it kind of goes up really fast, and then like I don't know exactly what they cut power.
They kill switch it, right? Like it would.
Yeah,
go,
like they
on
cut
and
power
off.
to the plane or something, so you're almost like in free fall. The plane's in free fall or something, and then you're falling at the same speed of the plane, so you don't feel gravity. So you can kind of float around the cabin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For like 10, 15 seconds or whatever at a time, and then they turn it back on, you go back down to the ground, and then they go up a few more times and do that. Mm-hmm. That would be really fun to try that.
Would you suggest that a beginner do that?
A beginner? Oh, I mean, it's something probably anyone can do, definitely.
What would you suggest a beginner to do for like, instead of just going out there and bungee? Would you just like say, hey look, let's just go bungee jumping for my first extreme. Like I know
go for it.
Do something extreme to get that actually.
Yeah, it's about whatever's in or outside your comfort zone, really. Because like you know, outside of someone's comfort zone may be like completely different than what's outside of my comfort zone, right? It's kind of like, it depends on how much you're willing to put yourself. I mean, you think about like, you know, people love roller coasters, and people who love roller coasters, they get a thrill from it, right? And that's kind of like that's their high, that's their thrill. Like, oh, I would never bungee jump, but you like roller coasters. It's like, you know, that's, you know.
It's like the same type of feeling.
That's the same feeling that they get from, whereas me, I'm not really as interested in roller coasters. I could care less about them. But like, you know, bungee jumping is where I'm just like, oh, that's my roller coaster. Right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that's where their comfort zone is. This is where my comfort zone is. Yeah. But I mean, you know, being scared and bungee jumping, it's all about getting outside your comfort zone. That's why people do stuff like that. You're intentionally scaring yourself, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why, you know, anything like that, it's kind of like if you're gonna bungee jump, if you want to bungee jump, just do it. Or skydive, just do it. Just kind of like push yourself to do it and get through that, because once you do, that's one of the things I like about like the extreme sports that I do and stuff like that. The adrenaline stuff is you're terrified. You can be terrified out of your mind when you're doing it, but when you get over that and then like everything happens and you're still alive. The very first time I went bungee jumping, I was high for like 3 days. I was high on myself. I was like, man, I could fight Muhammad Ali. I was like, I could do anything, right? You're just like, you're so high on yourself. You feel so amazing that you've accomplished this thing that you were afraid of, and you did it, and you know, you just get that such a high feeling. So much, you feel so powerful after you do it, which is one of the reasons like it feels good to keep doing stuff like that. It's just to get that high afterwards.
It's like a little bit of an addiction.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at. I could sit here and list off over 100 things that I've done, like, you know, with the, like, you know, whitewater rafting, parasailing, rappelling in caves, you know, skydiving, bungee jumping, rope swings, and all that. I guess just, like, I could probably list 100 things for an hour, like, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's definitely, like, you know, once you get into it, you definitely want to kind of add, it's like a hobby, right? It's like a collection. Like, some people collect guitars or baseball cards. I collect experiences and high adrenaline experiences.
So Jason and I, what we're going to do next time when we come around, we're going to do like a big challenge. I don't really want to spoil anything. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good Sunday. Hope you did your churching today and you did not sin. I hope you don't sin ever. Have a good one. But check out Jason's YouTube channel.
Yes, Pinot Wild again. That's Pineau Wild. And you will see some wild stuff on there.
Check him out, man. Steps on glass and shit.
Peace.